The Transformers movies aren't very good. Some would argue that they are good, but I would argue that they aren't. Whether that be because of the overly complicated design choices, the human heroes being screaming idiotic lunatics film, there's always an element that intrigues me. The promise of a combiner in Transformers 2. America's sweetheart, Patrick Dempsey in Transformers 3. The Dinobots in Transformers 4. Whatever was good in Transformers 5, I can't remember. Bumblebee looks quite good? Now, whatever the part of my brain is where cynicism resides, that part's all, hey! Why haven't you learned anything? All these movies are bad and you're a bad person. This slick trailer has tricked you into thinking that it could be something, but it'll be nothing. You're an idiot. Which in turn means I'm world of animation and has had a hand in movies such as Paranorman and Coraline, plus the other film he directed was Kubo and the Two Strings. He has a unique voice and a flair for visuals. I think he's a great choice. Now, unfortunately though, this film exists in the Transformers cinematic, mental, or intentional murder of his parents, but really that's a fool's dream. But even with this being set in the same universe, these designs are a massive improvement on what we've previously seen. Just looking at him, this is clearly a nod to Generation 1 Bumblebee, and that in itself is wonderful. It's nice to see that even from this trailer, a human and Transformer relationship that's more compelling than anything we've seen in the entirety of this series up to this point. Let's though talk about who's going to be showing up in this film. Now compared to Don, then at the end of that movie he can talk, but then in the next movie, he can't talk, and he continues not to talk right up until his fight with evil Optimus Prime. You remember that when Optimus Prime went evil for like 40 seconds, and then Optimus Prime says this.
Bumblebee, your voice.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Now, I'd always assumed that his vocals were damaged just prior to the events of the first movie, but I guess not. This movie, though, will give us the origin of his talking through the radio thing that he does.
So you talk through the radio?
Might be. Well, this is a cassette tape that you play with a cassette player, like seen here. Pretty standard stuff. You got your eject button, you got your volume, you got your AM, FM and whatnot, you got your moist button. It's all there. A cassette is also a lot like Spotify, except that it doesn't hold everything and replicate any vehicle. So it's very possible that the truck, Jeep form is the one he chooses upon arriving on Earth, and then he switches to a bug.
What?
Using Starscream as the villain, that's a great choice. When done right, he's a very like all the Decepticons. Also, look at the bod on Starscream 2007. I mean, good God. He's got the proportions of a kite. There's a few other Transformers that look like they're going to turn up that aren't in this trailer. This includes Barricade. He's that Decepticon who turns 71 Red Plymouth GTX. I don't know anything about cars, but I can tell you this much. This is one. Lastly, Peter Cullen has confirmed that he'll be returning as Optimus Prime. Now, I haven't been a fan of this character in the live-action films. In the head, great stuff. But the point is I'm willing to let all that slide if they make him look like he does in the 1980s cartoon. I'm wondering though if the stuff with Optimus Prime will happen in a Cybertron flashback, seeing as it's hinted at that he hadn't been to Earth prior to 2007. But look, I can forgive a lot if we just get Transformers that look like Transformers. But also if this is a better movie with more compelling characters and coherent action sequences, and if it's not in 3D and it doesn't go for 17.5. I'm sure though you've no doubt noticed that Bumblebee is no longer a super cool muscle car that seemingly only a very aggressive and unpleasant human being would drive. This time around though, like I said, he's a VW bug, like it was in the 80s. There's a couple of reasons though why this version was a 2015 emissions scandal where it was discovered that we custom built our cars to produce less emissions when being tested, but a lot of emissions when they weren't being tested, resulting in approximately 59 deaths between the years 2018 to 2015 due to Volkswagen's contributions of Michael Bay. He's a killer robot disguised as a yellow Volkswagen. He's in disguise. Michael Bay's version of Bumblebee looks like it wants to kill you in either form. I mean, a rusted out 1980s Volkswagen bug that would absolutely kill you in a car accident. If you were driving one of these and you were hit, that dialogue is right from that moment. It's a nice addition, seeing as he passed away a decade ago this year. Another thing that I don't believe was in the previous designs for Bumblebee is this battle helmet. His anti-stabbed in the face mask. See, if you look in the eyes, it's got like a honeycomb pattern in it. Like a bee. Like a bumblebee. Member of Sector 7, which is a group we've seen pop up in every Transformers movie, I think. But I might be confusing them with just generic army guys. Though, as was pointed out to me by Shut Up Louie on Twitter, there's a character called Calhoun Burns from Mars. A cube was discovered by the government and they were all, hey, are there aliens or whatever? Not whatever though, there were aliens. From then, Sector 7 either worked with or hunted down Transformers, depending on what movie you're watching or how much attention you're paying. This time, and we'd be getting a whole new set of films with original designs based on the classic designs and maybe some more returning voice actors from the animated show. But we're getting the next best thing, a soft reboot that mostly ignores the continuity of the previous films. Sure, it's a prequel, and from the government, and there's also other transforming robots that are bad, and then things get a little bloody hectic. But all films should be given the benefit of the doubt to some degree, I guess. And Paramount did cancel next year's Transformers 6, so that's a big you know what is important? The Earth is Unicron! Remember that from the last film? The Earth is not a planet, it's a giant robot, apparently. I don't remember the specifics of that movie, but it was something to do with Stonehenge, maybe? Is the Earth gonna change into a giant robot man at some point and fling everyone below? Also subscribe and bell icon if you want to check out other videos, which pop up every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday. And also have a podcast called The Weekly Planet, where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That's out every Monday, and this trailer is definitely coming up in the next episode. All that is linked below, and also at planetbroadcasting.com. But thanks for watching this.